So many historic moments have played out before our eyes, and two of the top players in the world are set to tee off. Rory McILROy holding a one-shot lead over Martin Kaymer. It's the final round of the U.S. Open Championship at Chambers Bay.
Going into, the final round of any golf tournament with a chance to win, especially a major championship, it's a huge buzz. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the best feeling a golfer can have because you're in the mix and you're in with a chance to win one of the biggest tournaments in the world. It's an incredible feeling. It's something that you may only get to experience a handful of times in your life. So, that atmosphere, you want to soak it in as much as you can and really enjoy it.
Rory McILROy coming off a strong performance yesterday, now making his way to that first tee box and looking to add another major championship trophy to his already growing collection.
And Rich, there's no doubt both golfers will be nervous until they get that very first tee shot under their belt.
The first tee shot is probably the most difficult because you've been thinking about that shot since the night before. Once you get that first shot out of the way, you calm down, you're a little more settled, you're not quite as anxious or nervous, and you sort of get into the rhythm of the round. You want to get off to the best start possible, and obviously that starts with that first tee shot.
Well, there he is, Rory McILROy, a past U.S. Open winner, set to tee off on what could be an historic day of golf. He's set against the beautiful Puget Sound. Frank, looked like a nice balanced swing.
Well, the free-flowing action that we find synonymous with Rory McILROy in display, even under the nervousness of an opening tee shot in the final round of the U.S. Open, and just blitzed it down the fairway.
That one carried a long way, stayed up in the sky forever. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Let's see what McILROy does now with his second. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Looks to be a good one, Frank.
Oh, nestles inside 15 feet, so a birdie chance coming up for Rory.
Good birdie chance early here for McILROy.
A nice place to putt from, uphill, so he can certainly be aggressive with this. Should turn to the right.
Eyeing this putt for a birdie. Excellent start, Rory McILROy. What a nice putt.
I think making putts early in a round is very important. it sets the tone for the day and it gives you some positive momentum early. You see the ball go into the hole and it gives you confidence. You face a downhill putt at a US Open with greens that are as tricky as that, it just makes it even more difficult. I feel like you always face important putts no matter when it is, but obviously they're that much more important when, you know, it's the final round of a major.
Now over to the second, and McILROY with a challenging downhill putt. Frank, I know it's early, but if he drops this could really spark some momentum for the round.
But this putt will be very, very quick. You've got to be careful because the ball can quite easily take off once it gets past the hole.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McILROY does. Down on the bottom of the barrel. Good start for Rory McILROy. Back-to-back birdies. After an impressive drive, Rory just 165 yards out, faced with this uphill approach shot.
He's going to play closer to about 175 yards, though, Rich, because of that uphill. So probably an extra club. But Rory, even though he grew up in Northern Ireland, where it's windy, is a naturally high ball hitter. It's a good strike, good swing by McILROy. No problem finding the putting surface.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Par for McILROy, but you're just waiting for the accelerator and pulls away.
There's some times when there might be a wait on a tee box, or you've played your shot and you're waiting on your playing partners to hit their shots, and you just look around and you realize where you are, because you don't really you don't appreciate it that much whenever you're playing, and that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about trying to win a golf tournament and not really taking in the beauty of your surroundings.
Heat of a U.S. Open championship, you're thinking about grinding out pars, but it's hard to miss this view, Frank. They call it Olympus, and with good reason.
It certainly is. A lovely view, virtually, of the whole golf course from here. But this hole, that's the one that Rory's going to worry about right now. Downhill, so it's going to play well short of its normal yardage. You're going to have to club accordingly. And look at the shape of that green, how it angles from the left to the right. Consequently, when that flag is on that right section, you have to fly that ball every inch of the way.
Sliced it.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. He misses the green right here at the 9th. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3. He's taken the trouble out of play.
Not a great shot, but not bad.
It's that sneaky distance.
Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. And just like the lone fir tree, there is now one man with the lead. It's Martin Keimer. Rory McILROY now in second behind the German, looking at a difficult second shot here at the par 3 15th.
Rory facing a very difficult flop shot. It's going to be risky having to get the ball up so quick with very little green to work with. And this shot not only requires skill, but a high degree of precision. And at this point, critical to save par.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation. Rich, you get that feeling if there's going to be a moment, I think that moment is now.
Trying to clean this up, make his par.
Oh my God.
Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey.
Final few holes to play, especially of a major championship like the US Open. You know, it's what you've worked so hard for. It's what, you know, you've put all those hours of practice in for, and you know, this is your moment. This is your moment to see what you've got against the best players in the world and test yourself at the ultimate level. There's obviously a lot of pressure. You know, you don't want to let an opportunity like this pass you by. You don't want to let it slip. So to stay really focused, really concentrated, try to take one shot at a time, try and put the result out of your mind, control what you can control. But saying that, it is difficult with so many things going on around you, whether it be the crowd or it could be the person that you're going up against. You know, there's so many things that you can't control, but you know, the things that you can control, that's what you have to concentrate on, and that's what you have to try and, you know, do to the best of your ability. And if you can do that, that's what gives you the best chance to try and win a huge tournament like the US Open.
So here at the 17th hole, tie atop the leaderboard, two former U.S. Open champions, 2 holes to play. This is one of golf's best moments.
We talked about mental toughness on the first tee. It certainly comes into play here right now, and the 17th hole is named Derailed. And it is going to be more than a test for both of these and could very well be the defining hole.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Oh, shit, no!
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Holy shit. I don't know where this thing sits going.
A beautiful, soft touch out of the bunker. That's Mickelson-esque. Rory now for par. So put a little pressure on Keimer. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. 1 hole left to play here at the U.S. Open Championship, and it all comes down to this, Frank. What does Rory need to do off the tee?
Considering it's a par 5 finishing hole, Rich, you would think that one of these two great players is going to make birdie. So for Rory, he's going to have to be the guy to make it first. He has the honor. That's fine.
Keep rolling, baby girl.
What a great drive on the final hole. Frank, the great thing about these major championships is the slow build-up to moments just like this, and then it gets really tense.
It's a dream scenario, Rich. You just dream that you're going to have the two best players in the game vying it out, coming down to the very last hole. That's exactly what we have right now. So far, they've provided great golf. It's going to take something even better than that right now to determine who's going to win.
Slow down, ball.
Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with the rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Can still birdie the closing hole.
You could hear a pin drop right now. It all comes down to this. Rory McILROy to win the U.S. Open. He's done it. What a gutsy performance. McILROy fighting for 72 grueling holes, fighting through the tough conditions, fighting off a stiff challenge from the great Martin Kaymer. And Rory McILROy has now won the U.S. Open Championship yet again.
It's an incredible feeling to know when that final putt goes in on the 18th green that, you know, you've won, you know, a major championship, a US Open, you know, to put your name alongside the names on that trophy. That's something that's going to stay there forever, and it's something that I don't think you quite come to terms with right there and then. You know, it takes a few days to sink in, but, you know, it's the ultimate, you know, it's the ultimate achievement in a professional golfer's life is winning a major championship. And at that moment in time, there's no better feeling in the world. You know, to be able to do it again and put my name on that trophy another time would, you know, it would be very, very special.
This is EA Sports. Coming up next. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Frank, par 4 first, relatively gentle start to the round.
It is, Rich. They've taken out the desert that used to limit the players to a drive of about 300 yards. Now, really, you can hit it as far as you want, but you have to be straight. The bunker down the left certainly makes the players respect this opening hole.
Slow down.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. He'll need to be strong with this. Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Now to the second hole. And Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
And UT has been added, lengthening this hole 30-plus yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little pot bunker, and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, and the hole just bends softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Solid play, heart of the green.
All right, all right.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. So 2 under early on. Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive, you can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. You've got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of 1 bunker to that right side. Used to be 2.
Excellent looking shot here. What a drive. Just tattooed that. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Good looking shot right here.
Slow down. No! Fuck.
That one was running so hot. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank.
Back down the hill? Probably. Yikes.
8-foot putt here. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Here now at the par 3 fourth. Frank, what's the setup here?
Plays a little downhill, so it won't play its full 180 yards. You can perhaps take one club off the decision off the tee. The green, as you can see now, is a little wider than what it was deep. The bunkering, though, is certainly excellent there. A little pop bunker on the right side, one there if you come up a little short, and there's another one on the left side should you pull your tee shot.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4. Obviously, in the start of this golf course, around the 470-yard mark, 2 bunkers down the right have been changed to 1, but it's in the perfect position now. Of course, that new tee added to add a little bit of length to this hole. The green still remains relatively similar to what it used to be.
Come on, baby, get out of there. Can't
We
get that
moved
lucky.
that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
And setting up here in the rough. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Needs this for par. And he makes it for par. Now to the par 4 6th. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point. So the strategy, do you have the length to get past them? Or if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
It's no snack, though.
Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive, and that green starts to widen.
You can do it.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. This is a 22-foot putt. Ooh, so close. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Par for McILROY, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Now here at the par 4 8, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by. But those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. Frank, getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Oh, shit, no!
Birdie try up next. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
What the
Wow,
fuck?
I thought it was going in just off the mark by a fraction.
Not really, I love golf.
-3 now for the round.
Damn.
Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Locked in on the read and the speed. You have to like that. 4 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Stick to goofy golf.
Stick to goofy golf. Stick to goofy golf. Oh, brother. I was looking for something. Forgot what I was looking for. Do I hit the bunker? I get the sand trap? Oh, hell yes. Get on the green, baby.
Well, on the green, but far from the hole.
A little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Psych! No chance there. Hey, where do you find
Looks like
goofy
you
golf?
just misread that.
I mean, I could use that right about now. Or maybe some putt-putt.
This for birdie.
Well,
Come
we'll never
on.
know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there.
Where do I sign up for goofy golf, Gumby?
On to the par 4 11th hole. Frank, what's the best play here?
No bunkers really here to worry about, Rich, so you have to pick something in the distance as a good line. Something a little bit away from the water that protects the left side of this fairway. And it's adjacent to the 15th hole, the other par 5 coming home. So a good drive,
I've been
perhaps
playing
with a little bit of
blackout
cut
all
off the
freaking
tee.
day, bro.
And that should shape up nicely for
Things
this
all
long par 4.
Been goofy crap all day.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Let's see what McILROY does now with his second.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. And getting ready for the putt.
You'd like that one again.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. But it's going to hurt the course.
Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back 9 here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left sort of it catches your eye, but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. Got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
Frank, what happened there on the approach?
It was a poor decision. And let's see now. Got to think this one out a little bit better than that second shot. See if you can get it up and down. Not a problem there, Rich.
Rory McILROy looking to take advantage with this putt. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. Par 5 13, chance for birdie or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is. Water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry. Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
170, that's the number, and it's the second shot. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
This is a 13-footer. Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Nicely holed. Boy, birdie of the day. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway, actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Frank, we've seen guys like Phil Mickelson hit it off the cart path. How tough is this shot?
Well, for a high-level professional, actually, it just looks harder than what it is. They'd rather here than the rough any day.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And Frank, the train is rolling down the tracks right now.
And just check another one off.
Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Frankie seems to have found something. Already 2 birdies in a row and now another chance.
It's all starting to flow here. This is really important. He's starting to play well, so finish it off here for 3 in a row.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. That moves them to 8 under par. 2 straight birdies. Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in.
This from about 10 feet. Always like to get the double figures under par. 10 under already.
Which 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
On the green, and a chance for a birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. He'd settle for par here.
No, I won't. I want birdie.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, just some
I
great
ain't too
golf
sure
here
about the whole Cali thing.
That's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Fairmont Banff Springs Golf Course, situated in Banff National Park, a mile high in the Canadian Rockies with breathtaking views in every direction. A captivating and challenging course, amateurs and professionals alike constantly amazed by its sense of difficulty. The optical illusions created by the mountains towering in the distance might deceive the eye of even the most skilled player. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo in the booth for EA Sports. We'll be calling all of the action out on the course. And let's jump down to the tee and get this started. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Shh. -1, getting early going. On to the second hole, 171 yards, tricky little par 3. Well, we've got about 135 yards left. Headed for the bunker. Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Solid play, heart of the green. I thought he had that. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, this could be good. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. From about 8 feet. Well, you can't make them all. You'd like to, but you can't.
Even par currently.
Drops a second birdie for the day. Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron, just get to the front of the tee there, get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. And of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green. Just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
Like to look at him, not swimming. Certainly not fish golf balls out. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So with that, the score is now at even par. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, fifth hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot. He goes after it like he is here.
Just pulverized that golf. Frank, there's fairway, there's rough, and then there's mulch.
Yeah, the worst thing about the mulch is all these little chips around the ball, and that's so the ball doesn't sit up. And once again, this shot might look easy, but if you just miss it a bit, it so exaggerates the outcome.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
So third shot now for Rory McILROy. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Still playing even for the day after the par. Now at the sixth hole here at Banff Springs, it's a short par 4, only 373 yards, and the short par 4, Frank, all the rage in golf course architecture these days.
A lot more strategy involved when you've got a hole that you can nearly reach with a tee shot. It's how far back do you leave it, what sort of distance you want that second shot. All those things to compute. Straightforward, a little bit uphill. Basically, it's what you want for your second shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
It's that sneaky distance.
Continues to putt beautifully. Now to the long par 5, seventh hole, 602 yards, Frank. They call it hoodoo.
Yeah, it's nothing for a little muscle man. Bust one up the tee there. Well, actually it is. You're going to need two of your best if you want to reach this par 5 and 2. So, start with a good one.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, a chance to get home in two here on this par 5?
You would think so after a good tee shot, Rich. A very long, narrow green. The best shot would be to hit a nice, high, towering second shot, but anything that pitches on the front is going to skip forward.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at Eagle coming up. Locked in on the read and the speed. How's it going? 3 under for the round.
That's what I'm talking about.
Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Really.
His swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Pretty good shot right there. Rory McILROy looking to take advantage with this putt. Par for McILROy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3-8. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s, and 3 par 4s. This one, not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one, you have to be a little bit careful, though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Well, Frank, what do you like here? Second shot to this par 5.
I like just the general terrain, Rich. Even though the water's on the right side, you want to keep away from that, which actually makes that ball go towards the general upslope of the green.
Not close, but not bad either. That one's about 25 feet away. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Oh, shit.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot.
Stop right there.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
That's a birdie for McILROy. He's just so explosive. Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Boat. Hole's certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Boat. Doglegs to the player's right. A couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, you'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
Yikes! Man! Let's go into the other
Not on the
bunker
fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Where the hell? Jeez,
Good news
that
is,
damn
Frank,
tree.
you can see the golf ball. I guess the bad news is that's kind of an uncertain lie in that mulch.
Yeah, there's nothing really good about that. You'd rather it be in the rough.
Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play.
That's all right.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Par 3 13th. It's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
That's all right.
Good looking shot right here.
Sit, boo-boo.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Beautiful.
And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Let's see what McILROy does now with his second.
Ooh. Ooh.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet.
Too short.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. As this one for par. Just misses. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Now at -2 for the day. And Frank, ahead on the green, you could have a really crazy putt if you're not careful.
This is probably the most undulating green on the golf course, so you do not want to be going in with too flat a second shot.
To the right.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
And it makes the green in regulation. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McILROy does. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it.
Whoa.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Yet again, in the bunker off the tee. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Settles in over the putt. Par for McILROy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Reg. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. And it'll set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Wow, I thought he made that.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Just a couple of feet. Nice par to remain 3 under. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you can't reach.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, it rolled out of the short grass and into the white sand, so this is third shot.
Yeah, a lot of the professionals would rather be in the sand than the thick rough. You can control the spin much better out of fairway bunker than you can the rough. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. This for him would be one drop shot. Finished with a very respectable 69 for the day. Well, that wraps up another round here at Banff Springs. Frank, what caught your eye today?
Just the gorgeous scenery, Rich. Golf course not overly long, but not often we get north of the border in just an idyllic part of the world.
We saw plenty of great shots out on the course today, and we're looking forward to getting back to the action soon. So for all of us here at EA Sports, this is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo saying, until next time. In the world of professional golf, there exists an elite club. A club filled with legends, household names, and rising stars. A club where membership is earned yearly with time, sweat, and dedication. This week, 50 players will gain entry into this exclusive fellowship. The top 25 from the regular season have already secured their spots. And another 25 spots are up for grabs here this week. Some dreams will be realized. Others will have to wait another day. Who will be next to join the likes of Jason Duffner, Grant Snedeker, and Keegan Bradley as the next great Web.com Tour graduate? EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present opening round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Good swing, good shot yet again. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Frank, how about this par 4 fifth?
I lost count the number of bunkers here, off the tee and sort of in play with the second shot if you're in trouble, or even the one that's sort of left and long. Really good par 4, though. Fairway somehow has to be achieved if you want to reduce this par 4 to just a simple 2-shotter.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Another shortish par 4, the 393-yard par 4 sixth. Frank, what's the challenge here?
Well, there's 2 bunkers down the left, but that's not really the problem. If you hug that left side, there's palm trees that come into play on that second shot.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Frank, how do you size up the approach shot now at the 6th?
Ideally, you'd want to have a good yardage in here. Something where you can hit a nice, high, lofted short iron to make sure that you don't mess with those palm trees.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor.
Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Seventh hole here at TPC Sawgrass generally plays into the wind, one of the stadium course's most difficult greens to hit, Frank.
It's a really weird tee shot here. You have those three little pot bunkers down the right, and then that bunker that meanders once again all the way down the left side. The bunker that's just slightly right of the canal. Very awkward angle off the tee.
Frank, it's a nice walk to make down the fairway when you can see your golf ball right there in the middle.
Rich, there's an old saying, fairway first. And there's another example. Hit it in the fairway, and the game becomes very straightforward.
Just a beautiful tee shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello. Here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
That's well played. And now a good look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. That's a good birdie right there. And to 4 under par for the championship. Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 9th hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true three-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
That's in the fairway. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, when you think layup shot on a par 5, you think it's easy. This isn't necessarily that simple, is it?
No, you've got to keep the ball to the right. Otherwise, those overhanging limbs on those trees on the left, they become havoc.
Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round 1.
Good place to be. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Moving into the second round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. And Frank, you can feel the pressure building.
You certainly can, Rich, and I expect that we're going to see more of what we saw yesterday, which is some fearless golf. And these guys are playing for a PGA Tour card, and they're not backing down.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like.
Yikes.
Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made the green. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. A good effort, a good par putt. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5, no shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
Ooh, I hooked it.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, at least he can draw on the experience from the previous hole. Again, in the bunker. Frank, what are the problems posed with a fairway bunker shot?
He's got to hit it nearly perfect, Rich, because the bunker's going to magnify any mistake he makes. This is where you really have to focus on great contact.
So, Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it, send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Did the job right there. Up to the 12th, Frank, and a good birdie chance here.
Yeah, good old links, short par 4. This green really divides itself into about 3 sections. There's a little piece to the right, piece short left, and the one at back left. So as long as you know where the flag is, just push that ball into the section where it is. You get up there, you're only going to have 10 or 15 feet left for birdie.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just a couple of feet. Goes to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And setting up here in the rough. And he's made it onto the green now. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Always take that. A good par putt right there. Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up.
This is
It
the one
looks
that I
like a
bought, Reese.
straightforward tee shot.
gave me
But
UFC.
often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And, of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those
This is the one
hillocks
I
and
bought,
thick rough is, and virtually no chance of reaching
When I
the
first
par
got the
4 and
PlayStation.
2.
When we went out to go get it. Actually, it's the one I bought when I got out of the hospital because I was bored. Because I bought that and Black Ops 4 and Need for Speed.
I can see you chucking your controller.
Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour Finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star from this group, someone along the lines of a Keegan Bradley?
Well, the golfer I'm watching right now, really, Rich, is
probably
considered
would
a prodigy
chuck
at
my
the age of
controller at the
2, and
freaking
a lot of
screen.
people in the golf world
Some
have
of
just
this
been
pisses
waiting
me off.
for this player to come out, and I'm being one of those. Very impressed. The golf swing is excellent, touch, but even the competitive skill.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Frank, challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side. Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Hey, I'm in first yet. I'm okay.
Good putt.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.
This game ticked me off. Or not this one, but Black Ops. I was playing Black Ops earlier, and there's just some stupid crap going on.
Get up 12018.
That racing game? Bro, I used to play a lot of racing games. I play a lot of Gran Turismo though. In PlayStation 3. Now I got Need for Speed Payback and then the regular Need for Speed, but I don't have nobody to play with me on those. Nobody plays them for some reason. I'll take a look at F118.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the
I'll
Web.com
go take a look
Tour
at it. Maybe I'll go down
Championship.
to I'll go to GameStop or something tomorrow.
This
see what I
is
can
the
find.
third round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. So we're into the weekend, Frank, and just remind people what's at stake here.
Top 50 players are going to go forward and play the big tour, the PGA Tour, the chance to play in major championships, the chance to become a star of the future. And right now, Rich, there's just 36 holes separating them between now and their dream.
This hole earlier freaking got me good.
That one
Every
is in the
freaking
fairway,
bunker.
down there about 290 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Oh! Oh no! Oh, I thought I was going for the water.
Frank, how about this third shot to the par 5 11?
Well, coming from the right side, Once again, you have to be exact on the distance because that green now is at the wrong angle. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
He's just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle.
Well,
Early
I'll
part of
definitely
this
take a look
second
at it,
round,
man.
good approach shot.
That sounds like fun.
Now, pretty good chance for
Maybe if I
birdie.
get a ride from like Reese or something
Made par
to
yesterday.
take me to
This
GameStop,
one
I'll
for
go.
birdie.
I might go buy it. Get in the hole! God
Just
damn it!
singes the edge, Frank.
Oh, there goes my
Yeah, but
TV.
at least he's burning the edges.
Or my
You know you're
controller.
hitting good putts.
So just a formality here. So hanging in down the stretch with a par. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
I'll watch a couple.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Oh my God!
Frank.
Come
It's
on!
like kissing your mother-in-law.
Good effort and good par putt. Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13 par
Yeah,
3
Reese, I
is
remember
exciting
when
in
I
its own right.
slaughtered you ass
It
in
is, and it's
golf.
actually
It
more
was a very
difficult than
good game
17.
for me.
One of the
Not
reasons
for
it's
you.
longer. And also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one
no
rolled right off the
backspin.
green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Didn't have enough. Actually, I hit it
Just trying to make
I can
clean
see the replay
contact
on my-
from the rough.
on my channel. I didn't do it in time. Oh my God.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
I ain't happy with that. No, not
Nice
much.
snack though.
I played too much.
Golf Clash is fun.
That is
Jesus,
a
my
painful miss
short
right
stroke
there.
sucks.
And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th.
Even par currently.
Gives up a shot and moves down to second place.
Now it's back time.
I'm in second.
Frank,
Everything you need.
historically in this great championship, 14 has proven to be a pivotal hole.
Everybody focuses on the finish here, but you're absolutely right, Rich. This can be an absolute scorecard record because if you spin your drive left, the drop back, perhaps on the ladies' team, you can make 6 in a heartbeat. You try and air to the right, you can make 6 from the mound. So a good drive down 14 gives you a chance for that fast finish.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Headed for the bunker.
Wow.
We'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker.
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Get in there! Oh!
Not too bad, about 25 feet away. Locked in on the read and the speed.
There's no fucking way. No fucking.
Oh, I thought he had that. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
I'm getting pissed.
Frank, at this stage of the championship, you cannot afford bogeys.
That's right. Now there's an even bigger gap between where they stand and the top of the leaderboard.
Oh my God. I just want my PGA Tour card. This is the first time I played this, was like starting today. What other games do you and CJ play?
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship.
Yeah, I thought about getting that too. Oh.
This is one of the most exciting days of the year in golf. It's the final round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. And Frank, this is the day that dreams are realized. And I'm talking about lifelong dreams.
You're exactly right, Rich. They say pressure is relevant, perhaps a putt to win a major championship or win a PGA Tour event. What about the thought of actually having another career? That's right, 18 holes. That's what it's going to take today. And maybe you have a career that's going to last for many a year going forward. But it all has to happen today.
Eeks. Ah, baby, hook it. Hook back over.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favor right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Come on! Backspin.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. We'll do better this time, it looks like.
Too short. That's what she said. Not to me, though.
I got AT&T hotspot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Gran Turismo or Grand Theft Auto? Good God Almighty! I got it for Reach. I got it for PS3.
Going to tap out on this hole for the week for
I'm not
another
gonna get it
bogey on this hole.
I'm not gonna get it on 4. Bro, I'm killing myself.
Really can't afford to give away shots at this point in the tournament, Frank.
How do I
Now
get
to the
back
15th, and Frank, I
-9?
know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really 2 good shots and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly. And 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
I need a good par 5 hole.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich, there's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of the screen. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Yeeks.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Really good distance
There's the
control there,
backspin.
playing well to his strengths.
I need a little more. I would have been a hole 2.
Bogey here yesterday, now this for birdie.
Now he puts me at 4. I need
And he has it for birdie.
-5 to catch back up. I got 3 holes
Now
left.
the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right
left.
to left.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Looks like he's going to have a
Oh,
go
this
at
is
it
a
here at
par
the par
5.
5. His second shot.
Is Tiger Woods on this one?
No, I don't think
And
so.
the backspin.
Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Woohoo! Save it, baby.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
What's up, D?
Ooh,
You getting on some
chance for birdie,
Fortnite?
birdie.
With that birdie, moves 1 shot closer to the lead. Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, man.
Woo, I knew that
Can't
was
miss
coming.
him from that distance. And getting ready for the putt. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know
have my
this
moments.
as well as
Hey,
anyone, you
when
just have
Black
to
Ops
kind
4
of
came
maintain
out-
your footing out there.
I was doing really good. Like, I was real good on Fortnite. And then Black Ops 4 came out. And now, like, I go back to play Fortnite, and it's like I suck all of a sudden.
He makes a great
There's a good
pass at
hit.
the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Birdie try up next.
It's at sneaky distance.
Come on, baby.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Putt for par. He needs one.
Yeah, I need a lot more than a par.
Always take that. Good par putt right there.
See if I get my PGA Tour card. Probably
Frank,
not.
we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any
went back to
competitive
third.
player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to
Yeah,
actually
you
get
should,
I out of each and every tournament
Next
they
time
play.
I'm on, or if I see you on there, I'll send you an invite. I might get on later tonight, though, actually. I had to take a break from some of the shooting shit just to come and goof off on here for a while. I bought this game like back in September, maybe October, something like that. September, October. I really haven't played it until today. It's the first time I ever even put
I
it
love
in.
pussy. LOL.
The hell? Who said I love pussy? I don't see that in there. That didn't even show up in the chat. What? Hey, look, got my PGA Tour card. That's all I hear is this freaking thing talking to me. That's all I hear. I can hear you spelling it out through my headset right now. It's funnier than hell. Ooh.
How do you get the voice chat over on?
Figure it out, bud.
Okay.
pick that orange ball in case I lose it. Be able to find it. Scuba diving for golf balls. Monster energy drinks. Dude, this freaking bought a can today. Last time I bought one, I freaking stayed up the whole entire night and didn't sleep the whole next day. So I bought another one today because it was nice out, and I was like, oh, I want to stay awake and play the game. It's like, what, 7 minutes to 7? I am going to be fucking up all night now because I decided to start drinking it.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in on our featured golfer here at the first. Stepping up to the first tee, Frank, what are some keys to be thinking about at this point?
Really got to pick a decent target. Really focus in on that. Don't really worry about left and right.
Oh, look
nice,
right.
Good full swing. Slow, if anything.
Come on, where's the wind
first
at?
tee.
That's supposedly supposed to be there.
That was a little over ambitious.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the
The
bait.
switch controllers, though. We're
least
switched
now,
over to my scuff
He's
controller.
only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
try to scramble here. He's giving himself a chance for par. Getting set now over the putt.
Do the boogie.
Now in the top 15 after that par.
Oh, there's only a par?
Sheet up here at the second hole, Frank. This is a short par 4 measuring about 370 yards.
While it mightn't have the yardage, it's certainly made up in strategy by all the bunkering down here, Rich. And it's really two bunkers that you've got to, or two complexes that you've really got to worry about. One down the left, you see, is about 285 yards to carry, and then that next crop comes in just about 300 yards. So you've got to decide whether to go over the bunker on the left and short of the other one, or even lay up to the right, perhaps short. And that's where you realize this is very much a two-shot hole, and play it that way.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
What was I thinking?
So.
What was I thinking?
So on the putting surface, and
hey, where'd my
taking a
caddy
good
go?
look now at
He was
this
telling me when
birdie
I had to
putt
do
here
my
at the second. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Even par.
I lost my caddy. Where's he at?
Moving to the third hole, it's a par 4 again. This one 471 yards. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Here we go. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
So just a formality.
Damn it.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Early in the round, and playing reasonably well. Nothing great, but has certainly not given a whole lot away.
Yeah, and actually a good position to really springboard the round from here.
Too much.
And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day. The fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot. He put the lake on the right. Second shot.
Frank, this looks like a pretty simple pitch shot here.
Yeah, conservative off the tee and the lap gives you a chance to be aggressive with this shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
Whoa.
Good news is, he was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Has to regroup, playing his 5th shot after hitting it in the water.
It's not all lost. Once again, check the yardage, check the wind, start again.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Suck that hole up.
Steady climber right here with another par.
In the top 5. Should be well pleased with that right now.
What a hole this is. 255 yards, par 3, water everywhere you look. This is a real test.
It's called Amen, and whatever religion that you subscribe to, you better say a prayer before this one.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his 2nd shot here. Locked in on the read and the speed. Nice par to remain at 2 under.
You gonna feed me too? I'm hungry.
Don't forget, 2nd round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.
Two down from the... -2 from first, so I gotta get that all in this hole. Hard course. Reese, you should go buy this game. That way I can kick your ass online.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It's 2nd round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3 6th. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
All right. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Or yesterday.
Reese. Get it for PlayStation.
Now for birdie.
I'm gonna miss this one on purpose. Get the fuck out of here. I was just trying to get close.
Even par currently.
Did the job right there. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. Will you break down shots or break down a hole? How would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Too much.
You can't hide the flag stick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. Gated offline. Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Has this one for par. They'll take it. That's a par. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Frank, this is a good position to be in for a player. Making birdies, making some moves.
You're starting to get the momentum, too, for the finish.
Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Too much.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score. I'm loving that balance.
Get up there. Thank you.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet. In for par. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
He's like staying ahead of me this whole time. Nice. Ooh, got me by 1. Chasing wildlife. Now I'm creating the leaderboard.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round
by 2
coverage of the
strokes.
Career Builder Challenge.
Four.
Ready to go now on the approach shot here at this par 4 10th.
Eeks. Slow down, baby, slow down.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
And things are starting to tighten up right now. We'll see where the next move comes from.
Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at PGA West. It is the 11th. It is nicknamed, appropriately, Eternity. 617 yards.
3 shots. 2.5 strokes.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
It's named Eternity and the wind's going towards you. Definitely an eternity.
These are always tricky. Severe downhill to that green.
Hook.
Down, little Sheba. Down! Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Just get it close.
When you consider the length
ain't
of that
close.
putt, that's a good putt.
From about 8 feet.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Horrible.
Well, too bad. He gives one back.
There's 3 above me again.
Frank P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
All in all, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
Oh, I didn't hit backspin. What the hell?
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Made par yesterday.
Come on,
this
straight
one
in.
for birdie.
Come on.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage, and you're not going to birdie every hole.
That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13's always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Frank, how about that?
Yeah, look at that
Can you
shot.
believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead, straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But, Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Moving into this second shot here at hole number 14.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Now to the par 4 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. That requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Woo!
Into the tall
Hey, your foot
cabbage.
hit
That
it.
ball is swallowed up. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
safely on the dance floor.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
Good tunes.
EA Sports is PGA Tour coverage. Today it's the final round of the Career Builder Challenge. Now the approach here at 15. Good swing, good shot yet again. Settles in over the putt. Thundering up the leaderboard, 10 under par for the tournament. What a birdie. Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par 5s here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Choked.
He just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This would give him the par. Did the job right there. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
Well, this could be good. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
This putt is to win the Career Builder Challenge.
Boom. Give me some.
In the hole for birdie. Just a tremendous week
Reese,
of
you
golf.
sure you don't want to play me?
And that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat this high-quality field, and that is something that you will remember for a long, long time.
Ryan Palmer.
Don't think about this game cause golf is fun.
Oh, you changed your YouTube name now, Reese? I hear the Red Lion. Does that color red match your drapes?
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic. It is just an ideal day for golf. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're getting set for all the action this afternoon at Wetlands Golf and Country Club in Florida. And this is certainly a challenge, Frank.
It is. We really should rename it Drylands because that's the way you want to play this golf course. If you're not dry, then you are going to be wet. That swampland is just all the way around this golf course. In between it, though, is fairway. So fairway, the goal all day today.
And as always, with the state of Florida, you have to factor in the changing winds. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Slow down, baby.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. And now to the 14th hole. That's where we find our featured golfer. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Chance for back-to-back.
Johnson's 401.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
What's up, godsons?
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. The last par 5 on this golf course is the 15th. It's 590 yards. You think, Frank, this is the time to be aggressive?
Certainly is. Longer hitters must be licking their chops on this par 5. 300-plus yard tee shot, you can definitely get home. Shorter hitters, just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Just a couple of feet.
What are you getting on?
Has his par. Moving to the 16th hole here at the Wetlands, 455 yards, par 4, and you can see, Frank, that green is heavily guarded.
And consequently, you're really going to have to judge that second shot. Know your yardage, and also a good strike's required to safely keep the ball on the putting surface. Second shot.
Oh. Oh.
Good looking shot right here. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Nice shot.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Par 3 17th, Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
That don't look like a good shot. Watch where this wants to send me.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
Not that time. That's like a par opportunity.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. That was a good-looking putt, just not fall.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Holding steady now at 2 under par. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole, and on paper it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
This is a good-looking shot. So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Fuck. Fuck.
Got it for par. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now.
Get my butt kicked.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare
sounds good, boss
Classic. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Well, the time is now to start making birdies, and there we go. One on the board, and suddenly inside the top 20.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of in that, but really, you've got to be aggressive from here on in.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
Come on, baby.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole, so just replicate that on the way back.
Did the job right there. The ninth hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot. Perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here.
That's an absolute beauty.
Third shot, looking for a good one. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Strong approach shot here at the 9th, and a good opportunity to finish this side with a birdie.
Sneaking into contention here with that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. And that wraps up another great day of golf here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. Frank, I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed the gator bites as well at the end of the day, Rich. Some good golf to be had. Florida's always fun, playing on the Bermuda grass. And once again, shout out to the superintendent for letting us play in the tournament conditions here at the Wetlands.
And now it's on to Gator Bites and a beverage. For all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo, saying so long until next time. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Hook. Over to the left.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. This, the second shot here at the par 4. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Early part of this second 9, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
Even par currently.
Hook to the hook right.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
He's made it. Par 5 12 here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club is 576 yards. First par 5 on this backside. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Now his third, staring right at the green. Shot to within 10 feet. Settles in over the putt. Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the 2 front greenside bunkers.
In the fairway, down there about 290. Chance to get it close here. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McILROY, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But golf, we've had so many different types of training on the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Wow, almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. Just a little tap in here.
Well, Rich, when you consider how many people started the week off just sneaking in the top 10 right now, that's something to be proud of.
That was a decent par right there. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Stepping up here on the 15th tee at the Wetlands, this is a 590-yard par 5. Beautiful looking shot right here.
Second shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Moving to the 16th hole here at the Wetlands, 455-yard par 4, and you can see, Frank, that green is heavily guarded.
And consequently, you're really going to have to judge that second shot. Know your yardage, and also good strikes required to safely keep the ball on the putting surface. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
17th at the Wetlands, par 3, 238 yards. Frank, how would you describe this hole?
Well, it's a hole really that shapes up well for a nice little high draw. See the angle of the green pointing slightly to the right. Nice little draw into this par 3. And that'll find a nice avenue. Maybe a kick forward, 15, 20 feet left for birdie. And if you birdied 16, chance to birdie 17 as well.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. No damage done, made the par. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole, and on paper it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And, well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.
That's right. Pay up, bitches. Alright, boys. Girls, ladies. I am out. Go play some Fortnite, boys. I'll be back on tomorrow.